My name is Lin Zhao, and in my first life I died during the third winter of the apocalypse. Snow had buried the streets to waist height. I lay in the stairwell of an abandoned building without food, heat, or anyone willing to help. As consciousness faded, I did not think about the cold. I thought about Xia Lin, the childhood friend who had taken my grandmother's white jade bangle. She had begged to borrow it for photographs and promised to return it within days. I trusted her. From the moment she put it on, fortune seemed to follow her. She found money in the street, received promotions she had not earned, won prizes, and met influential people. After the climate disasters began, she always discovered untouched supplies while every route I chose ended in loss. I asked for the bangle repeatedly. She laughed, called it a gift, and used her growing online following to portray me as jealous and unstable. Later, when I was starving, she refused me a single meal. Only after death did I see the green field and storehouse hidden behind the jade. The bangle had never created luck from nothing. It carried a pocket dimension inherited through my grandmother's bloodline. Xia Lin could access fragments of its guidance, but the true dimension had remained sealed because she was not its heir. When I opened my eyes again, I was sitting in Xia Lin's apartment 1 month before the first catastrophic freeze. She smiled and reached for my wrist. "Zhao, lend me the bangle for a few days. It will look perfect in my live stream." The same soft voice. The same impatient hunger in her eyes. I drew my hand back. "No. It is a family heirloom." Her smile stiffened. "Since when are you so stingy? We're practically sisters." "Then you should understand why the answer is no." I left before guilt could become a weapon. At home, I examined the bangle under bright light. Tiny lines inside the jade formed a pattern I had never noticed. I sterilized a needle, placed 1 drop of blood on the inner rim, and felt the artifact recognize me. Golden words appeared in my mind. The bangle contained a pocket dimension with forest, farmland, a mineral spring, a house, and preservation warehouses. Only a blood heir could enter. The dimension could expand by absorbing purified gold and jade, but every expansion required increasing energy to maintain. Its system could move goods to verified delivery points, not to arbitrary locations or unwilling recipients. I entered with a thought. Fresh air replaced the city smell. A tiled house stood among trees, clear water dripped from its eaves into a stone basin, an untouched field stretched beyond it. In the warehouse, time was nearly still. The gift was greater than I had imagined, but the instructions included warnings. Spring water had to be diluted and tested. Crops required real seed and labor. Delivery consumed stored energy. Nothing was unlimited. I had 30 days. First, I sold my apartment and moved to the old house my grandmother had left outside the city. Its reinforced walls, deep well, solar panels, basement fuel tanks, and wood-burning stove had seemed eccentric when she was alive. Now I understood that she had known more about the bangle, and perhaps the future, than she ever told me. I upgraded the roof, installed storm shutters, water filters, backup batteries, smoke detectors, and independent ventilation. I obtained every permit required for the fuel and hired professionals rather than creating a fire hazard. Then I bought supplies through wholesale channels: rice, flour, beans, salt, oil, canned food, medicine, hygiene products, thermal clothing, tools, batteries, seeds, fertilizer, feed, and replacement parts. I avoided emptying local shelves and paid full price. Most goods went into preservation storage. Enough remained visible in the basement to explain how I survived. Inside the field, I planted hardy vegetables and grain. Diluted spring water shortened the growing cycle, but the first harvest was smaller than I had hoped. I learned to compost, rotate crops, and preserve seed rather than relying on magic. Xia Lin did not accept my refusal. She cried during a live stream and told thousands of viewers that I had taken back a bracelet she had worn for years. Carefully edited messages made it appear that I had gifted it to her. Fans flooded my accounts with insults and published my old address. I preserved the posts, reported the doxing, and sent the original messages to the platform. I did not waste precious days fighting every stranger. By the time angry followers reached the apartment building, I no longer lived there. The first superstorm arrived on schedule. Temperature plunged, rain froze against windows, and snow began falling faster than the city could clear it. Within a week, roads were blocked and power became unreliable. Xia Lin continued streaming from her luxury apartment, insisting the crisis was exaggerated and encouraging fans to send gifts. Then deliveries stopped. Her sponsors vanished. Her followers turned to their own families. Food in the apartment dwindled, and the friend who had expected luck to save her discovered that online attention could not heat a room. At my grandmother's house, the stove burned steadily. Solar batteries powered the pumps and radios, the well remained clean, and vegetables grew inside the dimension. I did not celebrate the suffering outside. In my first life I had learned what hunger did to decent people. I wanted to survive, but I also wanted the bangle to become more than a private fortress. After the second month, the dimension unlocked a trading interface called Zho Market. It could deliver a limited package to a verified address in exchange for gold, jade, or stored energy. At first I listed small quantities at high enough prices to finance expansion: cabbage, potatoes, rice, cucumbers, and medicine kits. The first buyer was Lu Ming, an engineer in a well-secured residential complex. He believed the store was a scam until a sealed basket appeared inside the building's designated receiving room 10 minutes after payment. The vegetables were fresh enough to carry due. Word spread. Orders surged beyond anything my fields could support. Instead of accepting them all, I imposed limits. Each account could buy only a basic weekly ration. Medical and infant supplies required additional verification. The market displayed stock transparently, and no customer could pay to jump ahead of emergency cases. Gold from early buyers allowed the dimension to expand. A second field, automated irrigation, and several simple harvesting machines became available. Production increased, but still not infinitely. I faced a moral problem. Wealthy buyers could keep the system growing, yet ordinary residents were the ones starving. If I distributed everything free, speculators would seize it, energy would run out, and the market would collapse. The answer came from the Municipal Emergency Command Center. Officials contacted the market through a verified channel. They proposed a dedicated public supply account funded with gold reserves already held by the government. Neighborhood committees would identify children, patients, isolated older residents, and households without heat. The dimension would deliver bulk packages to guarded distribution rooms, while auditors tracked every gram received. I required written conditions. No official could redirect rations for personal use, recipient lists would be reviewed, delivery data would be protected, and independent observers would investigate complaints. In return, the authorities agreed not to search for or seize the market source as long as deliveries remained safe and lawful. The partnership worked. Community kitchens reopened. Clinics received antibiotics, bandages, and nutritional supplements. Seeds from my storage went to heated government greenhouses so the city would not depend forever on one mysterious supplier. Xia Lin noticed the market and became convinced I controlled it. She created false accounts, tested delivery patterns, and tried to trace the interface. When that failed, She forged documents claiming that Zho Market had caused a riot at an aid station. She urged followers to raid official distribution points and promised that hidden warehouses contained unlimited food. The lie nearly killed people. A crowd gathered outside a clinic during a blizzard, blocking an ambulance until emergency workers restored order. That erased the last sympathy I felt for her. Working with investigators, I gave Xiao Lin a controlled opening. The market displayed a partial equipment identifier and a location associated with a decommissioned warehouse. Only her flagged accounts could see it. She took the bait. Xiao Lin recruited several people, forged an emergency access pass, and entered the warehouse intending to seize the control terminal. The building contained no supplies. It was an authorized evidence site monitored by police and emergency command investigators. Before entering, she live-streamed a speech accusing me of hoarding food and promised viewers she would take control of the market. Inside, cameras recorded her ordering companions to damage public relief equipment and plant counterfeit ration boxes for a staged video. Officers arrested the group without injury. The evidence recovered from Xiao Lin's devices included forged documents, payment records for online harassment, instructions to disrupt aid points, and plans to abduct me if she confirmed my location. Her earlier live streams and doxing campaign established the pattern. She was charged with forgery, incitement, attempted sabotage of emergency relief, conspiracy to kidnap, and related offenses. The court considered actual evidence and the conditions of the disaster. She was not punished merely for being disliked online. Her arrest did not end the winter. It did remove a threat that had repeatedly diverted resources from people in danger. Over the following years, Zho Market evolved from a secret shop into part of a broader recovery network. Government greenhouses produced ordinary crops, local workshops learned to repair solar systems, and new wells reduced dependence on delivered water. I kept the Dimension's existence confidential, but its output was audited through the public account. I also established a rule that mattered more than profit: no settlement could receive emergency supplies without contributing something to long-term recovery, labor, seed preservation, medical records, repair work, or education. The contribution was never a price for survival. It was a way to rebuild capacity instead of creating permanent dependence. By the third winter, no one in the districts we served died solely because a community kitchen lacked food. By the fifth spring, outdoor test plots produced their first cold-resistant grain. I sometimes remembered the stairwell where I had died in my first life. Revenge had brought me back to the bangle, but revenge alone would never have warmed that freezing woman. My grandmother's gift had not been luck stolen from someone else. It was an opportunity guarded by blood, expanded through resources, and made meaningful by how I used it. I stood inside the Dimension as harvesting machines moved through green fields and public orders appeared on the market screen. Warehouses held grain, but seed vaults and training manuals mattered just as much. Beyond the old house, people were rebuilding roads beneath a pale, uncertain sun. Xiao Lin had wanted the bangle so the world would serve her. I kept it so that, one day, the world would no longer need it.